So the first thing in the NFL world seems to routinely be the Dallas Cowboys. And the Cowboys always know how to make headlines, namely Jerry Jones. And now you have two truly fierce beasts of the headline world, Jerry and Micah. And Godzilla versus Mothra, somebody's going to win the headline battle. We know Jerry loves the attention. We know Micah loves the attention. And now Micah has asked for a trade. This is a very interesting power play here. You have Micah who wants money, and Jerry saying, don't hold your breath. You have Micah then saying, well, then trade me. And Jerry saying, don't worry about it, fans. So how can each keep getting one over on the other? Micah Parsons did attend training camp this weekend, but he didn't really practice. He didn't have a helmet on, pads, was just kind of moving from drill to drill, throwing footballs and catching footballs out of the jugs machine. This is the single most perfect encapsulation of the modern Dallas Cowboys. You know, we don't have to go back far, but maybe for some it is. Tom Landry's Cowboys of the 1970s, who went to 5 Super Bowls, won 2 of them, and were routinely one of the best franchises in football for 20 years. At that time, they could make headlines. Hollywood Henderson certainly made headlines. But by and large, what it was somebody at the top, in this case, Tom Landry, who was all business all the time, taking the personalities of the guys that played for him, Too Tall Jones, Randy White. I just mentioned you have Hollywood Henderson, Drew Pearson, Tony Dorsett, Roger Staubach. Go down the list of superstars that could all draw attention themselves and had big personalities. Some of them certainly did. But a guy at the top that was all about business all of the time. They won, and they won a lot. Let's fast forward to the Cowboys of the 90s. Those guys made a lot of headlines. Those guys had a lot of players who loved making headlines. Michael Irvin, Deion Sanders, most of the defense, most of the offense. Everybody seemed to like to make news. There was the Emmitt Smith holdout. There was always something. Well, the guy at the top in Jimmy Johnson was all business. Now, he also had a personality. But when it was business time, it was business time, and it was winning time, and it was kicking ass time. Today's Dallas Cowboys have personalities, that's for sure. CeeDee Lamb, Micah Parsons, go down the list. But what you have at the top is shaky head coaches who have to kneel and basically kiss the ring of the owner, Jerry Jones, and an owner that is not all about business. It's an owner that wants to feed his own ego and in many ways feels like attention equates to success, which of course we all know it doesn't. What you have here is the perfect encapsulation of why the Dallas Cowboys haven't been to the NFC Championship game, let alone a Super Bowl, in 30 years. It's this. It's that Jerry thinks pumping a bunch of coal into the attention furnace is somehow what you're supposed to do, or somehow is better that way. And that winning comes despite all of that. That's disconnected from winning. And what obviously he doesn't realize is that every time that you make news off of the football field, and you have, in Jerry's case, a leader that really isn't buttoned up when it comes to the football side of things, instead is kind of caught in his own self-aggrandizement, you don't have the structure to win. It is nearly impossible. One of the only times that it could win like that was the 95 Cowboys. When Barry Switzer was at the top, it was not a strong head coach, and tons of distractions down low, and distractions up top, and Jimmy's gone, and all of that stuff. The roster was so good, and there were still the expectations of the Jimmy years where you could get one last gasp out of it. But it quickly eroded and deteriorated. 96, 97, 98, they were a shell of their championship selves. this team can't win. You're watching why. It can't win. So if anybody in Dallas wants to believe that things can be different because the roster's good enough, they're sorely mistaken. If Cowboys fans across the country think that it doesn't matter, that this is all just what Jerry always does, they're sorely mistaken. And if the Dallas Cowboys players themselves think there's so much talent around here that we can win anyway, they're sorely mistaken. What you are watching is the very reason they can't win. It is impossible when you don't have a winning culture to continually survive this stuff. And there's more stuff still to be had.